would have never thought my neighbor would have done this. Just when you thought you've seen everything. I'll get into that a little bit more in a bit. But I thought I'd talk about a few things that are happening that I think everybody should be aware of. So as you know, we live off grid. And we are about 90% self-sufficient. The other 10% is just because we want the conveniences of things. So we have 2 generators, for example. They're both 2,000 watt generators. One's a gasoline generator. The other one is a gasoline propane generator. The gasoline propane generator I actually like quite a bit. I didn't think I would like it, but I like it quite a bit because when gas prices are too high and propane cost is lower, I can use the propane. And when gas prices are lower, then of course I can use both of them with gas. The older one I've got is many years old. It's probably got 5,000 or 6,000 hours on it. There's a little Champion generators. You can pick them up for roughly $500. They're really nice. I've always liked them. But the reason I run the generator is just for convenience. The well, I can run off solar panels. But like today, it's partly cloudy. So it would be difficult to run the well off the solar panels. So I have to wait until it's really sunny. Essentially what I would have to do is let it run for a bit, shut it off, let the system catch back up a little while, and do it again. And so it's just more work. That's our new rooster. He's a Brahma. They don't crow too much, but he's trying to learn how, or maybe that's all he's got. It's not much. So it's just easier to run it off the generator. And then on cloudy days like this, I have to run the generator to charge the batteries up a little bit, especially in the wintertime. In the summertime, I don't have any problems. As a matter of fact, in the summertime, I don't think I ran the generator at all this last summer. But in the wintertime, the sun's way down there south. It's a long ways away, and it's already starting to shade the solar panels a little bit. So I run it for maybe an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening. That's because we have a refrigerator, a little dorm-sized refrigerator. It has a freezer in it. But if things went really bad, I'd shut that refrigerator off and we'd just eat canned food. We can our own food. I've showed you several videos now in the last few weeks about canning food. If you want to see me canning food, go to my channel, go to playlist, little tabs at the top, video and community. There's one that says playlist. You can scroll down, you'll see one about canning. And I can lots of different things, bacon and pork, chicken. I use metal lids, I use Tattler lids. I haven't made canning videos in a while simply because they don't do too well. But if something happened, I just shut the refrigerator off and then I would have all kinds of electricity, winter and summer. And so I could dedicate all of the power to the well. Now, of course, I could also get a hand pump. I intend to get a hand pump. I know people who've been with me for a while is gonna say, when are you gonna get that darn thing? I need to get it. I know what I want. I just got to find it. I know where it's at, but it's a long ways away and I just don't feel like taking the drive and wasting the gas. If I'm in the area, I will go look for it. So I could hand pump water. Really, the 10% that I'm saying, I'm 90% self-sufficient, that's the 10%, is the well. And then food, we go to the store every now and then, about once a month actually, and we get the things that we like. But again, we don't have to. The chickens supply us with everything we need. So we have about 400 jars of food that we have canned, and we continue that rotation. Each year we incubate our own chickens. Now we got the Brahmas, they're about 10 pounds a piece, they're huge. So we'd only have to do it once a year. Right now we do it twice, well we didn't this year, but we could do it twice a year and really get a good stockpile of meat. So we're there. Quite self-sufficient. The other day I made a poll on my, again, you can go to my channel, go to community tab this time. You can see all the polls. I mean, I was doing it about every day, but now I do polls about every other day. In the poll I said, do you think the grid will go down because of fuel shortages? And I was surprised by the results. About 50% said yes and about 50% said no. And I was confused by this because even our president is saying that we should expect fuel shortages. Maybe I didn't ask the question appropriately or something, but a lot of people commented and said there's no way our grid's going to go down. We live in the United States. And that's the thing that always shocks me. It can happen anywhere else but here. I've explained this story before. My grandmother had about $4,000 worth of beef. The previous fall, she had 13 cows. Well, her and Dad did. And they butchered them. And she lost electric. So she had about 4 freezers full of beef. Lost it for 2 weeks. This was in the springtime. Big storm came through, knocked out the grid. And so she didn't have any electric. So all her beef went rotten. They just threw it out in the woods, let the animals eat it. She didn't have a generator, she didn't have anything. 2 weeks is a long time. Think about what it means to go without electric for 2 weeks. And can you actually make it? One person said, I can make it as long as I got gasoline for my generator. Okay, where are you gonna get gasoline? You're gonna be out of electric. That means your area is out of electric. This was like the entire county, St. Louis, South St. Louis, Jefferson County area. It was huge. I guess you could drive long distances and get some gas. I wouldn't rely on a generator as my primary source of electric, or even my backup source, I should say. Generators can fail on you, especially the bigger ones. These little champions I talk about, they last forever. But these bigger ones, they run at full speed. The little ones don't. These industrial strength ones, which is what most people have, and they'll die on you pretty quick. They just can't handle that much run time. So what I do, like I said, I charge my batteries with it. Run an hour in the morning, hour in the evening in the winter time. So the solar panels provide me electric all day long, and then at night the batteries provide me with electric. The generator just being used to charge up the batteries with a battery charger you can get at Walmart. Now, the other problem with all this idea that, oh, well, the grid's not gonna go down and there's not gonna be any fuel shortages and I'm gonna run my generator as long as I got gasoline. There's been problems with the railroad unions most of this year. Now, the president said recently that he resolved this problem. At least that's what the impression I got, was he resolved it, no negotiations, and everything's peachy cream. Well, just recently they're saying no. Talks with the unions may actually fail, I think, this month. Think about everything that goes on a railroad. I mean, oil, fuel, kerosene, natural gas. I mean, I don't know what all goes on it, but it's a lot of stuff. All those railroad cars. Then you got grains. I mean, I live in a town where they filled grain cars all the time with grain, so now we got food issues. And coal, and they also supply coal. So if railroads aren't running, how are we going to get fuels to the power plants? I would suspect that we're not. Now, a lot of people will say, oh, I have several nuke plants around my place, don't have any problems. Well, we have one here in Missouri too, and it only supplies like 1/3 of the electricity for the area. I don't think people realize how much electricity is being used and how much it takes to power it. So, and we have a fragile grid. I mean, it's like 50 years old or something. I mean, people said, oh, well, California's the only one's got to worry about it. No, I think most of the country's got to worry about it. So I've been trying to get people to follow the advice of trying to be self-reliant, be independent as much as possible. That way when things happen, you don't even notice it. So I had a neighbor, I say neighbor, he lives in the same state as me in Missouri. I'm not going to say his name, I don't have permission to use his name, and since I already gave away his location, I don't really want anybody bothering him. I know how bad that is. I've been saying how easy it is to DIY your own solar panels. It's not hard. And I've got back on my playlist tons of videos on how to do it. It's just not that difficult, and it's not that expensive. Go to Walmart, get a lead acid battery, get an inverter, go on Amazon and get a charge controller, and then go on Amazon and get yourself some Rich Solar. These are really good. I like these. I mean, people will get whatever they want, but in my mind, these are the best. They're not assembled well, I'll give you that. They're junk when it comes to assembly. I've had to rewire mine, but as far as the energy it captures, these are great. He took my advice and he emailed me and showed me pictures of what he's got set up. So he did, he's really set up nice. He's got his batteries, he's got a charge controller, and he's got his inverter. He didn't say where he got it all. And he said, man, This DIY solar panel you've been talking about is easy. I'm glad he emailed me because it is easy. Red on red, or red on positive, and black on black, or black on negative. That's it. That's all you got to know. After that, it all falls together by itself. So now he's waiting for his solar panels to arrive. They've probably already arrived by now. And then he messaged me, I guess it was on YouTube, and he says, so now my next project is to start canning food. And I actually think he'll do it. He's been with me a very long time. A long time, I can't tell you how long, probably as long as I've been here at least. I think canning is the best solution to all the problems. Even if you don't have the ability to hook up the solar panels, you don't need that ability if you can, because now you don't need electricity. I mean, the solar panels are going to be nice, be able to run my well, maybe play a game on my phone, even though the grid's down. I can charge my phone up and play a game on it or something just to entertain myself. But I don't need electric, but I do need food. So preserving your food is going to be critical. And the best way to preserve food is canning. I can't think of any other way that is foolproof. I mean, everybody's going to tell me, oh no, you can do this and this and this, and I've done them all, but canning is the best. And I've canned for years. I know it's not the manly thing to do. I'm told this all the time. I think being a man means taking care of your family and taking care of yourself. And if you can can and preserve your own food and eat, then you're going to be fine. There's nothing else to worry about. So I got my water, I got my food, shelter, and security. You got those 4 things, and you can make it. I hope you will take my advice and start looking into solar panels, or start looking into a pressure canner, and start today. Because when the railroad strike happens, where are you at? What are you going to do? So if you'll click this up next box, take you a video where I was talking about canning. So I hope I can inspire you to become self-sufficient, because it's looking more necessary every day. Thanks for watching.